This is a public service announcement. Red alert. Red alert. All 6 media corporations, Time Warner, Disney, Viacom, News Corporation, CBS Corporation, and Comcast have one thing in common. The executives who run them belong to an international crime syndicate whose American branch is the Council on Foreign Relations. The CFR was founded in 1921 by David Rockefeller, the son of the Rockefeller banking and oil dynasty. Carroll Quigley, mentor to Bill Clinton, said in his book Tragedy and Hope, the CFR is the American branch of a society which originated in England and which believes that national boundaries should be obliterated and a one-world rule established. Although media seems to be biased, either being conservative or Democrat, the men who own these media corporations care nothing about these political parties. The job of these corporations is to keep the people divided on social issues while telling the masses of people globalization, a one-world order, and illegal foreign wars of aggression are all necessary and for your benefit. Time Warner CEO Jeffrey Bukes, CFR member. John S. Chen, Board of Director of the Walt Disney Company, CFR member. George Soros, financier of Media Matters, CFR member. Rupert Murdoch, CEO of News Corp, CFR member. Leslie Stahl, co-editor of 60 Minutes, CFR member. Brian Williams, NBC anchor, CFR member. Be sure to call the Satanic Council on Foreign Relations and verify what has just been told to you. This message has been brought to you by Wearechange Fresno TV.
Hello friends, welcome to Wearechange Fresno TV. Today is December 12th, 2013. We're broadcasting to you from CMAX Studios, downtown Fresno. We have a very special guest on the line, Princetruthchaser Paul Wesley from Philadelphia, a political activist and somebody out there who's helping to wake up the masses to the New World Order agenda. And so, Paul, are you there?
I am here, Sam. How are you, my friend?
Hello, welcome. Thank you for being on the show. So I thought we'd do the show tonight in 2 parts. And so we'll do the first 28 minutes, and then we'll take a short break and then do another 28 minutes. How's that sound?
That sounds great.
All right, Paul. So I'm going to jump right into it here. It's crazy time, you know. It seems like all the corruption's coming to the surface, and you know, I just wanted to tell a quick story about. For instance, I went to my local liquor store, and I go in there from time to time to buy convenience products, you know, and the guy who owns the store is an Indian guy, and I talked to him about business and the government and whatnot. But the other day I walked, because I usually wear a tie every day, because I used to work as an accountant, but I just recently switched jobs. But so anyway, I used to wear a tie every day, and this guy's used to every time seeing me wearing a tie. And so this time when I went in there the other day, I didn't have a tie on, and so he said, "Are you going on vacation?" I said, "No, I wish I could afford to go on vacation. You know, I'm working hard just at another job. I don't have to wear my tie." I told the guy today. And he said, "Well, you know what? You should ask Obama for money to go on vacation." I thought that was pretty funny because, you know, this guy's an immigrant, first generation to this country, and he doesn't really want to get involved in politics because he's kind of scared. But even this guy, you know, who's not politically active at all, I've given him DVDs, but I mean, even this guy's making wisecracks about Obama, so that just goes to show, to me personally, the level of corruption's all boiling to the surface right now. Paul, have you had any similar experiences with people who you thought that would think nothing of politics talk to you about this type of thing recently?
Well, every now and again I have that, and I think it happens. It really kind of shocks you because we're really used to so many people that are asleep right now in the world, that when you actually run into that person that you really think wouldn't be in the know about chemtrails or GMOs or New World Order agenda or what's going on with the executive orders being signed, it's really shocking. It's happened to me a couple of times. On one occasion, I was actually going I was in the 7-Eleven, believe it or not, get a pack of cigarettes, and the one guy goes, "Well, I seen you on TV." Well, he think, he's obviously, like you said, is just fresh in the country, and he thinks that YouTube is TV, and he says these things, and he says, "Well, I really think that Obama, what he's doing is wrong, but I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad because in my country there's really not." We really don't have the opportunities that you guys have, but he seemed like he was really concerned about current events and the status of what's happening in America and how really right now our freedoms, or if you want to call them that, are being stripped and taken away from us. So absolutely, man, that's just one of the many times that's happened to me. It's shocking, but it makes you kind of feel good as not only as an activist but as a person, and gives us hope that there's actually people out there that or at least awake a little bit, Sam?
Yeah, well, yeah, because I would give this guy DVDs and whatnot, and I thought that he just paid no attention to it, because the angle I went at was the finance, talking to him about the taxes and the Federal Reserve and whatnot, because I thought that this guy being a small business owner, that would be something that would interest him. And I think he told me he watched one. I don't know how well he understood it, but yeah, it's very positive. I was very happy to hear that from that guy, because I would never expect it. He was just always very shy about about discussing these government type of topics, but it's very positive. And so, Paul, I want to ask you the first question. We kind of skipped forward from that outline I sent you, but why do you do activism? Because someone asked me the other day, what's motivating me to try to wake up the public? But I wanted to ask you first, what's motivating you, Paul, to go out there and do all the activism? I see you posting on Facebook, YouTube. You're all over the place out there, man. So what's motivating you to do this?
I think what motivates me to do this, and first of all, I just want to say how humbled I am and how fortunate I am and lucky I am to actually get out and do this, to do what we do. But it's really what motivates me is seeing progress, and not only seeing progress from putting one foot in front of the other, you should know, you guys are out there and putting in your time to make change. And I think seeing progress is one of the big reasons why I continue to do what I do. Other than that, it would be basically, when you see people on the street and you see them, they have no idea that chemtrails are being sprayed. They have, no idea of the martial law that pretty much lies ahead. It's one pen stroke away. And I think that when I see people that are asleep, that's like, and it really gets me motivated to get out there and wake up other people, because, they don't know. And then it's a constant reminder that, when you see it, you have to, I think once you get into activism, it's kind of, it's like you get addicted to it. You get addicted to just positive change. And I think that's what it's all about. It's all about positive change. When you're out at a anti-Obama rally, or you're at a anti-NDAA rally, and you're hugging people and shaking hands with people and seeing positive people, that puts more fuel in my fire to keep on going. And when you see the kids that are out there, and what kind of future do they have? Their parents don't know, they don't know, but we know. And I kind of figure that it kind of sinks in my brain and reminds me that this is my job. This is my duty to get out there and not quit, to keep on going, because there's times that we all need a break, but it really motivates me on both ends. On the end of seeing other activists and other people that are out there, and also seeing people that aren't awake. So really two sides to it.
Yeah, well, the reason why I said, when this person asked me the other day, was that I said we don't have any other choice, because the New World Order is coming down on us, whether we're aware of it or not. And so you better get aware. And the way I see it is that the more people I get awake and aware around me in my circle, in my community, the better chance we have when it all does come down, as far as people preparing and being aware about what is really going on.
Exactly, and I think that the one important thing on this is that there is no fail in this. There is no, well, I failed, or well, maybe I won't do enough. I take my hat off to anybody who just makes 2 YouTube videos. You don't have to have 1,000 views. You don't have to have 100 Facebook likes when you post stuff. Just get out there and do it. And I think that that's what it's all about. We really need people to really get out and want to say to themselves, like, it's not about failing, because even the smallest effort could wake up 100 people. You could even wake up 10 people, Sam, and those 10 people that are awakened could wake up those thousands that one person couldn't. And I think that, it gets really frustrating at times when we look around, when we look, and see what's going on. I mean, look what's going on in Australia. We're going to get into that, hopefully. And what just happened in New York City with the vaccines. We're going to get into that, hopefully. I mean, it's total anarchy. It's total tyranny at its worst. And it's enough to make someone say, hey, look, maybe I should just quit. I've only made a few videos. I've only done a few things. Maybe it's time to really just, enjoy myself and live a life, because all hell's broke loose. And all hell has broke loose. But I think my message is just, you can't quit. And if you do quit, well, maybe you waking up people that'll wake up more people. But what do you think, Sam?
Well, I think that every seed, every little info bomb that we drop is a seed that we plant in people's mind, and it may not even register to them at the moment, a week, a month, a year later, but that seed will register with them because of how crazy things are. Something's going to come up and they're going to go, oh, I remember that, and they're going to go, I thought that was kind of crazy, and it didn't affect me, so I didn't pay much attention, but something is going to spark that fire in their mind, and it's going to make them take action. I really truly believe that. It just takes time for most people.
And the thing is that it gets rough. Like I said on a previous show I was on, is that it gets really frustrating when you first wake up. When you first wake up, you get angry. You're angry there's no jobs. You're angry that college is one big fraud. You come out of college, $35,000, there's no job. You look at what's really going on, and it gets people mad, which is rightfully so. People should be mad. But we need to take that anger that we have inside of us, and we need to turn it into understanding on how we can gather the masses in a peaceful way and really get out there and wake up people. And the way I go about this, Sam, is I go about this on, there is no, I can't quit. I'm too far into this right now. And hopefully everyone else can get that kind of attitude, that not quit attitude. I mean, if people quit, fine. I've seen it happen, but this is it, man. We are in knee deeps in the final stage of tyranny right now. And that's what it looks like. We're the elite right now are scared. They're using the New World Order's using every single tactic that they can come up with to really keep us on a low vibrational, negative energy, chaotic state of mind right now. You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah, I see it and I feel it around me. And yeah, a lot of people go through trials and tribulations and they fall behind all this. And so I just hope that people out there stay strong and don't fall behind this. But Paul, I want to move on to these chemtrails, right? Because actually I wanted to talk about what we're planning to do and taking action here in Fresno County is we are going to go to our Air Resources Control Board, and they have monthly meetings. And we actually emailed them on a real heavy chemtrail day here, and we sent them photos and whatnot. And their suggestion to us was to go up there as a private citizen to rent some type of aircraft, a plane or helicopter or something. They said go up there and take samples of these trails that you're saying they're spraying, and then get them tested, and then send them the results, and then they might take action. But that's just preliminary contact that we've made with them through email. And so now the next step that we've learned through our research is we're going to actually go to their meetings and look at these people in the eye face to face and ask them the hard questions about what's really going on. Because I don't know if you're aware, Paul, but Fresno County in the Central Valley here is like rated as the worst air quality in the country. And so no one ever talks about chemtrails. It's just all about pollution from the Bay Area and all the cars. But hey, folks, they're spraying us with aerosol sprays, and there's evidence of it in this article that we're going to talk about the spraying in Australia. It's documented on record. February 2009, they sprayed in California SB40 green monkey virus, and and a lot of people had negative side effects. And so, but I want to get into this article, Paul, about it's out of diseaseprevention.com news, and they talk about Australia has determined to forcibly vaccinate by intentional and controlled release of aerosol GMO vaccine. That just sounds like out of this world science fiction, but that's what the Australian government is proposing to do with their partnership with Pax Vox Australia, some pharmaceutical company over there. And so what do you think about that, Paul? This just sounds out of this world insane to me. It's pretty damn scary.
Wow. What do I think about it? I think it's disgusting. I think what's even more disgusting is that the people are allowing this.
The Australian government, they say that Pax Vox is seeking approval to conduct a clinical trial of genetically modified live bacteria vaccine. And so they're proposing to spray this on the people to test in Queensland, South Australia, Victoria, and Western Australia. And the article says it's not approved yet, but likely that the government is going to approve the spraying.
Well, here's the thing, Sam. Everyone's in their comfort zone right now. Everyone just wants to work their job. No one wants to see, look, it's all up to us. I think it's disgusting. I think it's genocide. Like I said on the second time I was a guest on the show, I said it's mass genocide, and it's nothing less. We're being sprayed on like cockroaches, and I think that people see it's our job. It's just as hard as it is. It's our job to really get out there and do what we're doing and inform other people. But then the problem arises is when people find out what's going on, are they willing to will into existence the change they want to see? And the way things are looking, not that I say we're not going to give up, but the way it looks, it's going to be total annihilation and depopulation, because that's what Bill Gates wants. He's already said it, and Australian government just they're blatantly coming out saying, hey, look, we're gonna spray chemicals on you, and that's going to be that. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, Sam, and just like you guys, and you know, man, I mean, it gets really frustrating, and it gets even more frustrating when you see crap like this that's actually being, that's really being let out for people to see. And that's what the elitists want to do, is they want to say, hey, look, we're going to publicly tell you we're going to kill you. And it's up to you to do the information, to do the homework, to empower yourself to make the change. Because the way these occultists think is that we're zombies. You understand? We're wasteless food. We're wasteless eaters.
We're using their resources, right? That's the way they see it. They own everything, and we're just using up what is theirs.
Exactly. So they look at it this way. Now, the way conscious works is that in order for them to kill us and avoid any karmic reaction, what they want to do is say, hey, look, we're telling them we're doing it. We're letting you know we're depopulating you. Okay? But now it's up to you to be a mindful being and say, hey, look, we don't want it. If you decide not to say you don't want it, then you get what you deserve. And that's how these parasites view us. You understand? They view us as we have to do the work. And that's what it makes it harder on people like me and you and Wearechange Fresno and everyone else, because there's so many people that you could listen. You could have a weatherman on live TV come out and say, with you in the weather forecast, say, hey, look, chemicals are being sprayed on you today. You just need to go ahead and you just need to take action. And 90% of the people still wouldn't. It's like all we can do is our job. What we're doing, spread awareness with a real reality of love vibration, and say, look, man, it's time to really get out and physically change the world, because right now the world's going to crap in a handbasket. And are these people we're waking up going to really get out there and do something? It's just a matter of time, because I don't know, Sam, things are looking really shitty, man.
Well, it's all on record, and so I don't know how outraged people need to get, but I mean, back to this article, this is out of Australia, but it's uniform across all of the West, and so West and NATO nations, and Australia's part of that. And so The government agency in Australia is the Office of the Gene Technology Regulator, OGTR. And so they are on the way to approving the license to PaxVax Australia. And so that goes to show that it's fascism, it's private corporations working with the government to do this spraying, to do these illegal tests on us. And then moving on in this article, they've been doing this for a long time, Paul, this chemtrail aerosol spraying. I think it dates back to like 1998 with I
think it's 97, 98.
97, 98. Well, right here in 2006, Michael Greenwood wrote an article for the Yale School of Public Health entitled "Aerosol Spraying Effectively Reduces Incidence of West Nile Virus in Humans." And so what they do is they went and sprayed the West Nile virus on people too, so then that could help to defend them against getting the West Nile virus. So it's like the flu virus. They have to give you the virus so you don't contract the virus.
Who signed up for this? That's what I want to know.
I never volunteered to be sprayed for any of these viruses, man. I don't want to be sprayed at all. I'm not a bug. Okay, I'm a human being.
Who signed up for this? Where's our choice? This is insanity. I seen a Facebook post about what just happened in New York, how they signed. Well, we're going to get into that, but look, no one's going to wake up until it directly affects their household, in their conscience. You understand? Right now they figure, well, they're just spraying in Australia, so it doesn't affect me, it doesn't affect my son, it doesn't affect my wife, so they're not going to will into existence change until it happens at their backyard. Then your ass is going to get up, and that's when people are going to get enraged. But by then, is it going to be too late? That's the magical question.
Paul, well, it's not just Australia. Right here in the same article, there was California aerosol spraying for WNV and SV40. And so that happened in February 2009 to the present. They're spraying major cities within the state of California. For example, Anaheim, California, one victim of the spraying who suffered headaches, nausea, muscle aches, lower back pain. She was poisoned by this toxic spraying. She was sprayed with the SV40 virus, green monkey virus, and her blood was tested and came up with positive for that inner system from being sprayed. And that's just one case. And so it also, this is happening on record. The Pentagon has issued in one of their professional publications. It's called Quarterly Fun Box Review in June of 2007. I'll put the link up to that. But in that report, they go ahead and say that they're gonna use this aerosol spraying program to give people vaccines, and so that's in the plans from the Pentagon, and I'll provide the link so anybody who's interested or doesn't believe that this is what's going on can see that.
They're spraying apple juice on us. Everyone just stay asleep. Everything's fine.
It's lollipops and roses they're spraying on us.
Yeah, they're spraying magical rice and corn on us to feed the homeless. It's just going to magically get ingested into our system when we breathe it in, and we're never going to be hungry. They're going to cure hunger throughout America and the world.
Yeah, but nobody will be hungry if you're dead, right?
Now, all jokes aside, though, yeah, California's getting really hit hard. Then you guys have been getting hit hard. I really monitor what parts of the country are being sprayed, daily. California, there's always huge reports of all parts of California. These guys get bombarded with the chemicals, and it's everywhere. This is everywhere, and they seem to target what seems to me is the local malls. They do it before the kids go to school. Say the kids' schools open up 8 o'clock, Sam. They'll start 6 o'clock in the morning, right before the sun comes up. They do it right. They do it right around the sun to block out the sun.
But this is all across the United States, right? I'm over here in Fresno, California, and you're seeing the same thing in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. If anyone really pays attention to chemtrails like we do, notice they start off before the sun comes up, but they directly target the sun. Now they'll stop for a while, but in the afternoon hours, especially on holidays and weekends, they do it right over shopping centers, right over, because they know.
That's where they hit the massive population of people, right, and affect those people.
Yeah. Exactly, and these parasites, they understand that what they're doing is killing us off. There's no denying it.
No,
there's denying it.
It's plain as day to me. I mean, and it makes me very angry. And besides the spraying of the vaccines, which we have on record, other tests, which the guys that made the what in the world are they spraying, I forget the doctor's name in there, but I remember that guy was a retired for the National Forest Service. The guy in that movie, I forget his name, but he did the test and found that there was the high levels of the heavy metals, aluminum, barium, and strontium. And so we know that they're spraying us with those as well.
Yes.
And these have negative health effects. The barium, I found out recently, leads to irritability. And that's probably a reason why I get so angry. Not just the fact that I'm awake and aware and can see that they're spraying me, but these heavy metals are affecting me just like everybody else, except for I do the best I can to try to limit the exposure, but you just can't when it's open air spraying, you know?
Well, with everyone's magical. Well, first of all, I want to say that you guys can Google Morgellons. It's called Morgellons disease. This is directly from chemtrails. You also do www.aboutthesky.com. A lady named Sophia Smallstorm, aboutthesky.com, and what she does is she talks about it's called From Chemtrails to Pseudo-Life. And they're really, not only they're poisoning us, but the stuff that's in the chemtrails is messing with our DNA. People who have Morgellons disease, you know, they actually have organisms that are inside of the rashes that these people, this is real, this is reality, look it up. You know, hospitals don't want to talk about it. They don't want to acknowledge what's going on because they're afraid of lawsuits. They're afraid. How can, you know, honestly, what can a doctor do? That's how they look at it. But this is worldwide. So Morgellons and the toxins, look, you get, I've had muscle spasms in my arms from it. I've had the headaches that you can't really know where the headaches are coming from. You had the headaches, you had the muscle spasms. Now everyone asks the magical question: what does the elite do? I mean, obviously they're spraying; they're going to get sprayed on. Well, this isn't true. They have like blood. This is going to sound crazy, but it's true. From what I hear, they have blood cleansing procedures that they go through to clean out all the metals in their blood.
Yeah, well, everybody. I mean, everybody's heard of like Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones, right? That guy goes to Sweden every so often and gets a whole blood change. Like you would change the oil in your car. Right.
That's what that's what they do. Now, see, us poor folk, us working class folk, you know, us blue collar folk, we can't afford that. You know what I mean? We can't afford that because we're not a part of their pathetic parasite group.
Part of their vampire guild of blood suckers that change their blood out like oil in a car.
Well, you know what it does. You know what it does. They change their blood out, and so and they probably get the blood out of all the missing tens of thousands of missing children that are hauled off and just unaccounted for by the FBI records. All the missing people that are just unaccountable for the FBI records. Where do they go? Where do you think they get all the blood from? Well, I'm not even going to get into that.
Well, it's not people just donating, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, well, exactly. You know, because if you look at the Red Cross, there's not enough. They're begging people to donate blood right now. Not only just to donate, but from all the, you know, the soldiers and the people that are at war who need it, you know? There's no blood, so where are they getting the blood from? I mean, it's mass genocide on its most pathetic level. And this isn't the first. See, the people need to understand this is history repeating itself. This isn't the first time that humanity's been recycled or knocked down. Look at history. Look at Nazi Germany. They sprayed on Nazi Germany. World War II, didn't they, Sam?
They've been spraying. They've been messing with the weather, and they know what they're doing. And we're deep into this scientific dictatorship. So look up, folks, and we'll see you on the second part of the show where we're going to continue to discuss chemtrails, vaccines, and the Rothschild oligarchy who owns all this. All right, guys, we'll see you on the second part of the show.
All parasites.